I have another very easy recipe for you today. So today I am making air fried mushroom poppers. Can you see my great mushrooms here? Mushrooms are absolutely one of my very favorite foods. So obviously low in calories, nothing going on there. And I thought I want to keep it that way. So I usually like to call myself the accidental vegan chef because that's usually how I come up with recipes. So we were in the kitchen the other day and my Ken said, "Mushrooms, they're going bad, do something." And I was like, panic, air fryer. Oh yes, air fryer. So the air fryer is like my favorite way to keep things low calorie, not have a lot of oil, which I try to do in my cooking. So I thought, well, okay, fine. I'll come up with something to do with mushrooms and the air fryer. So I went online and I found all these recipes for mushrooms in air fryers. And I was like, okay, I don't have that, I don't have that, I don't have that. But no matter, I'll just put my own recipe together and I'll put in other ingredients that I do have in the fridge. So this is what I did with the things that were in my fridge so that I could make air fried mushroom poppers. So you can probably replace some of these items with other things that you have going on in your fridge if that's a lot easier. Okay, so here's how it goes. I took my mushrooms, and these are portobello mushrooms. You can also use shiitake mushrooms. It's up to you. Here are my portobello mushrooms. Of course, I cleaned them, and then I throw them in a bowl. All right. And then, we went over this the other day. I take my mortal and pestle, which I love. I got this on the streets of Puerto Rico. I was there and I was jogging by. I saw this artist selling his stuff on the street and somebody handmade this. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. I love it. So, okay, so I take this and I take my very favorite crackers. Wassa, I love you. Wassa. If you haven't had Wassa, people, Wassa. Okay, just to tell you what's in Wassa crackers. Whole grain rye flour, sourdough oat flakes, whole grain wheat flour, whole grain oat flour, whole grain barley flour, yeast, barley, malt extract. So not a whole heck of a lot going on. And I love these to make my own breadcrumbs. And then I take my mortal and pestle, take my cracker, put it in my mortal and pestle, and I get to do this, which is so super fun. See what I'm doing? Well, it gets a little messy sometimes, but I love to do this. I love this action of like, gets out whatever frustration you might have. And I have some today, so how handy is this? Okay, so I like to make my own breadcrumbs, and what I like about Wassa is it keeps the breadcrumbs super crunchy. Can you see that? See how like big and crunchy they are? So I like to do that. Then, the things that I took, because they were available in my kitchen, I throw in a little paprika, because hey, why the heck not? So I got some paprika, gorgeous in color, and just add some taste. And if you're not gonna add a lot of oil, then you wanna think about, here's some paprika. You wanna think about like, okay, what else can I do to it to make it super tasty? And then I always find a lot with air fryers, but more and more I'm learning about nutritional yeast. So that just seems to help things in like richening and thickening the taste. So if you go to my website, elizabethalfano.com, I'll have this exact recipe. So if you're looking for the exact measurements of things that you need, you can find it right there at elizabethalfano.com. Usually I put in 2 tablespoons and about a half cup of Wassa. And I just crunch until I have a half cup of my own breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I do about a half a teaspoon, a little bit more maybe, of paprika. And then I take dill, my dill, throw it in. Just kind of judge that. Again, the accidental vegan chef here, so I just like to kind of wing it. I feel if I follow a recipe, you know, to the gram, it's just no fun. Then it feels like a job, and I don't want to be taking on another job. I got enough of those. So here's some oregano. I throw that right in as well. And what would life be if you didn't have garlic salt? So like I said, I'm not really measuring this. I'm just kind of throwing in some garlic salt. See what I'm doing here? Throwing in some garlic salt. Looks good to me. Okay. Stir that right up. Just kind of get myself going there with now kind of a spicy, enriched breadcrumb mix, if you will. All right. Then, like I said, I had to do what I had in my refrigerator, but it ended up being a super great combination, which is why I'm sharing it with you all. I live by this stuff. Dijon mustard. And I like Grey Poupon. I know it's kind of funny because of the old-fashioned commercials, but I like Grey Poupon, and I really like the smooth kind, not the seeded kind. And I tend to overdo it sometimes, so you can taste this to see like how much of Dijon mustard you want. And I'm going to coat them in Dijon mustard. So for about 11 medium-sized mushrooms, I do about 2 tablespoons of Dijon. And I coat them, and I'll do a little more because that's how I like it, to make sure that these guys are coated. And you want taste after all, so I like to go heavy on the stuff that I know can give it taste, and I love the taste of Dijon mustard. Now there is an alternative recipe that would be doing the exact same stuff but with soy sauce. I'm not doing that today, but again, if you go on my recipe on my website, elizabethalfano.com, you'll see both options. All right, and because this is how I roll, El Tapatio, people. And the reason I do El Tapatio and not Sriracha is that I have become a maniac ingredient reader. So this does not, at least the last time I checked, let me double check myself, this does not have corn syrup, and Sriracha does. And I'm a big fat no on corn syrup. Water, red pepper, salt, spices, garlic, acetic acid, xanthan gum, sodium, benzoate as a preservative. All right, so no corn syrup, so that works for me. Fries my burger, so to speak, my vegan burger, of course. So again, I tend to go heavy on these things, and I don't measure everything out. I kind of gauge it, because that to me is the fun. Then I get to discover the taste of what I'm doing. So again, my exact recipe will be on elizabethalfano.com, but I then just mix in and make sure they're all coated now with Dijon mustard and El Tapatio. And then here's where you get messy. I coat them, and I just like really get them in there, and I really coat them. There's one. See how nice that looks? See, he's all coated. Great. Then I'll do another one. So, you know, if you're going to be in the kitchen, cannot be afraid to get messy. Oh no, people. Messy is fun. Unless you ask my Ken, who doesn't like mess anyway. Look at my kitchen. Obviously, my boyfriend does not like mess. But I don't mind it. So I don't mind it. So I don't mind this kind of cooking. See how like in there I'm getting with my mushrooms? And hold on, people. Hold on, I got another one here. Give you some action, you can see. Coating, 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 coating. Now again, no oil. No, because that is not how I roll. So I don't know the calorie count of this thing yet, but it's not that much because what do we have? Some wasa crackers, mustard, and El Tapatio, basically, you know, and then some spices. So, okay, so you get my drift. I've got 3 here that are really well coated, and then I have my handy dandy air fryer, and it's right behind me. And I was amazed that I only have to put this on 180. So I warm up my air fryer for like 2-3 minutes just to get, you can hear it going behind me, just to get the air fryer warmed up. And then I put my mushrooms, and I can usually do like 11 to 15 at a time. I put my mushrooms in my air fryer, and I air fry it for about 11, 12 minutes. And in the middle of my air fry, I kind of shake them so they don't stick. But here's what happens to them. So I'm just gonna do this for you guys right now. I'm not gonna wait the whole 11 or 12 minutes, but I'll just to show you. So we've warmed up our air fryer at 180. That's it. I thought it would be a lot more, but just 180. And I'm putting them in. Now my air fryer's warm. Putting them in the air fryer. Boop, just like that. Boop. Can you see? Maybe you cannot. I'll take a picture. I'll edit it for YouTube. But you can see they're in there, my poor things. Okay. So then, like around 11 minutes, put it in my air fryer. And I just shake them once. So we're not going to wait for that. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. I'll turn this off so it doesn't make any more noise. Bing! Imagine they're ready. This is what they look like. See, they're my air-fried mushroom poppers. Yummy, with El Tapatio and some Dijon mustard. And then what I like to do, just to like make them as much bar food as I possibly can, is I dip them in Vegenaise, and if there still isn't enough spice for you, you can add more El Tapatio. Mm. Mushroom poppers, bar food, great snack, no oil. Adding a little bit of that Vegenaise to give you a little bit of fat, which, hey, that's always fun. Again, I don't think this recipe is even like 5 minutes long. The bottom line is, usually you can come up with lots of great stuff that's already right in your refrigerator, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And if you've got stuff in the fridge, you think it's gonna go bad, do a little Google searching. You can find some recipes around it, build around that. It doesn't have to be hard, and doesn't have to involve meat, and it doesn't have to involve dairy in order to have something super yummy. And I feed this to lots of people because, you know, once you've got your mix, you just kind of roll them around and then put them in the air fryer. So why the heck not feed 15, 20 people with these? You know, it's very easy to do, and it doesn't take a lot of time, and it is a pure crowd pleaser. Okay, you guys, another really fast recipe on a Wednesday. Last time I did it on Thursday, but I'm back to Wednesdays. So just hit me up at elizabethalfano.com for all my recipes, and I will be back. I don't think I can come back next week because I'm in Chicago on WGN Radio. Really excited to get back on the airwaves there. But I'll be back the following Wednesday after that, and I'll have another really super easy vegan recipe that you can do just like I did by finding stuff in your fridge. Okay, you guys, until I see you again, share this video with your friends because it's so super easy, and don't forget to be vegan.